Now, whenever we mention pirates, most of us think of Captain Pugwash, he wasn't a real one, or Jack Sparrow, but a new book is trying to change that stereotype.
Historical novelist Simon Scarrow says his research suggests the Romans were the very first pirates, and Simon joins us now this morning. So this is a bit of a change. It was the Romans who were the first pirates.
No, I mean, it actually goes back way beyond that. I mean, piracy has got to be one of the oldest professions going. And it was there from the moment you had sea trade. I mean, all it is essentially larceny on the high seas. So, if, as soon as people moved away from whacking people over the head for their goods on land, and discovered that the sea was a more profitable way of doing that because there were more goods in a confined area, you can make a lot more money by taking it to the sea. And, of course, it's been with us ever since. And I think, as you pointed out, I mean, one of the things that people tend to think about pirates, it's the kind of yo-ho-ho type with the eye patch and the parrot and so on. Jack Sparrow, Captain Pugwash. And it's there, of course, in all sorts of board games and computer games as well. And whenever we have, see, the stereotypical pirate on advertising or something, it's the same kind of guy. But, the reality is that it's been there right from the start. And also up to the modern day, of course.
The fundamentals probably haven't changed. I mean, you have advances in technology and the ships that the pirates are using, obviously, but the principle is exactly the same.
Well, absolutely. And, today off the coast of Somalia, they've just sort of downsized to speedboats and are using, Kalashnikovs and rocket launchers and so on to get their way. So it still continues. And, of course, you have a kind of technological evolution of piracy as well. So we now see it online with things like piracy of music, DVDs, books and so on. So it's still there. And I think, I was thinking about this in the green room actually before I came on, what is the attraction of piracy? Why do, people get involved in this sort of thing? And in all its forms, I think there is this desire to sort of, the romanticism of kind of living slightly outside the law. And the irony, of course, is that pirate gangs, the very first thing they did was come up with a code of practice.
Honour amongst thieves.
Yeah.
Why is it then, do you think, that the stereotype perpetuates of, Long John Silver, and we don't think of Romans as being pirates?
Well, I think it's partly to popular fiction, because you have people like Sabatini writing about pirates, very, very popular books in the early 20th century. And then, of course, Hollywood comes along on the scene, and immediately we get these kind of Errol Flynn pirate movies, and that kind of becomes the whole. Hollywood has a lot to answer for in terms of telling people about history, because they have one version of ancient Rome almost. They have one version of piracy, and this is what they tend to do to historical periods. So this is why the stereotype sticks.
How would you say this latest book, Pirata, differs from your other novels?
Well, it's one of the things. If you write a long series, my main Roman series is now sort of I'm writing the 18th book. But part of the beauty of writing something of that length is that you have peripheral characters that prop up from time to time. And so Tim, my co-writer, and I, what we've done is if a character has appeared in the main series and is sufficiently interesting, then we can take that and they have their own kind of origin story. And the reason why we were interested in pirates, because I'd written this book called The Eagle's Prophecy, where the villain is this pirate. And it occurred to me, well, where are all the Roman pirate stories? Piracy was rife in ancient Rome. So why aren't we hearing more about it? Why hasn't more been written about it? So Tim and I, we kind of looked at each other and thought, well, there's the open door. Let's go for it.
Is this the first of many, then? Are you going to go down the pirate route, as it were?
Well, it would be tempting.
Or a trilogy, at least.
Yeah, my trilogy's turned to turn into 18 books. That's my problem. So I have to be a bit careful there.
Simon, thank you very much for coming in to speak to us about Pirata, the tale of the true pirate, not the stereotype that we once believed, and Long John Silver and Captain Pugwash. Although Captain Pugwash was a nice pirate, wasn't he? Yeah,
he was. Although there are obviously the dubious names that were surrounding him.
Yes. Less said about that.
Family programme, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's see what's happening with the sport now for you.